Hello students of class 7th A and B. I am Avinash Singh and I am going to teach you computer. So before getting to the topic, I hope all of you will be good. Now let's move to our first topic, that is computer hardware and components. So before getting to the chapter, I would like to explain this term computer. So computer, as you all know, is basically an electronic device which is used for different purposes. Your purpose can be solving different difficult calculations. It can be used in your weather forecasting. It can be used in large railway offices, in large organizations. So basically, in today's world, computer is the backbone of our society. So now move ahead. So basically, computer is made up of two parts. First is your hardware and second one is your software. So your basically hardware can be defined a part which can be touched physically, like uh, examples are keyboard and mouse. So you can touch your keyboard, you can touch your mouse. So all these are classified under the hardware. Now let's come to our next topic, that is software. So software is anything that you cannot touch physically. So it can be your paint software, it can be your PowerPoint software. So all these are softwares. Now uh, if I wish to divide hardware, so hardware can be divided into two parts. First is external hardware and second one is internal hardware. So external hardware, as name suggests, is basically are basically all those hardware which can be connected to a computer externally. Let's see. So here I have explained external hardware. So these can be installed from outside. Main external hardware are, now we have main external hardware can be again classified into four parts. First is your input devices. Input devices basically consist of keyboard, mouse, scanner, etc. Second one is your output device, which is printer and monitor. Third one is your secondary storage device. It is your pen, external hard drive, pen drive, etc. And then is your drivers, ports and modems. So now we will proceed to our internal hardware. So internal hardware, again, as the name tells us whole about internal hardware. So internal hardware is anything that can be installed uh, that lies inside of a computer. So this is your main internal hardwares are your CPU, your motherboard, your SMPS, your ROM and RAM. So now we will discuss all these parts detail one by one, in detail one by one. So let's proceed. So our first we will discuss uh, external hardware, then we come to the internal hardware. So our first external hardware is your an input device, and this input device is named as keyboard. So keyboard is most oftenly used part of the computer. It generally has 104 keys. These keys are of many types. First is your numeric key. So all these keys contain numbers. Alphabet keys, alphabet as the name suggests, all these keys uh, carry, are carrying alphabets. So you can see this is your alphabet G, this key carries alphabet H. So whenever you press this particular key, the H is given as the input to the computer. So next is your function keys, special keys, enter keys and escape keys. So all these keys have their uses. Next is your next input device is your mouse. So mouse, so basically आप लोगों ने mouse use किया होगा. So what you do with the help of mouse is you control the direction of the pointer. All of you have used the mouse. So माउस से बेसिकली आप क्या करते हो, जो आपका पॉइंटर होता है कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे, उसका डायरेक्शन आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो. And whenever you require to open a file or folder, you simply place the cursor on that particular file or folder, and when you click the mouse, that folder or that file will be opened. So mouse is basically a pointing device which is used to control the movement of the cursor. It is used to select file all folders to be opened. Our next input device is scanner. Sorry. So scanner basically क्या करता है, पूरे suppose you have a page and you have written some question answers and you have to send these question answers to some of your friends. So आप क्या करोगे, आपके पास एक तरीका है, you simply go and open the computer and write all these question answers one by one, and then you can send these question answers through the internet to your friend. Now second option is basically suppose you have written all these question answers in your copy, so आपको दोबारा जाके कंप्यूटर पे लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं. ऑल यू नीड टू डू टू हैव अ स्कैनर. आप क्या करोगे, जो कॉपी में नोट्स आपने बना के रखे हुए थे, आप सिंपली क्या करोगे, उन पेजेस को स्कैन करोगे. सो वो जो स्कैन्ड पेजेस हैं वो जाके कंप्यूटर में स्टोर हो जाएंगे, तब आप आराम से ट्रांसमिट कर सकते हो. सो विच मीन्स scanner is basically an input device, and the scanner is used to scan a page or a whole information at a time. So now if I define, it is an input device. It scans images or text and send them to the computer. A scanner just works like a photocopy machine. So I hope this scanner will be clear to you. Now we'll move ahead. We have reached our output devices. So your first output device is monitor. So monitor is basically a screen of your computer. It shows the output of the task that computer is performing. So if I define, it is a screen of the computer. It displays the data we input and also process data. So basically ये क्या करता है कि जो हमने डेटा इनपुट दिया है उसको भी शो करता है, एंड जो उस इनपुट का आउटपुट आया है उसे भी शो करता है. इट इज़ ऑल्सो यूज टू शो it also used to see videos, graphics, etc. Now our next topic is printer. So अभी हमने स्कैनर देखा था. So स्कैनर क्या करता है, हमें एक मतलब जो डेटा होगा वो कंप्यूटर को इनपुट देने के लिए स्कैनर यूज़ करते हैं. एंड अब प्रिंटर जो उसका रिवर्स वर्क करता है, वो क्या करता है, एक पूरे पेज को या एक पूरे लाइन को वो बेसिकली आउटपुट फॉर्म में देता है हमें. सो स्कैनर इट गिव्स आउटपुट इन द प्रिंटेड फॉर्म. इट इज़ कॉल्ड द हार्ड कॉपी. Printer can be colored or black and white. So now if we divide printer, it can be divided into three categories. Character printer, as the name suggests, character printer basically क्या करता है, एक टाइम पे एक कैरेक्टर को प्रिंट करता है. एग्जाम्पल्स में आता है हमारा डॉट मैट्रिक्स प्रिंटर, ये बहुत पहले हमारे यूज़ होते थे. नेक्स्ट इज योर लाइन प्रिंटर. सो लाइन प्रिंटर, एज द नेम सजेस्ट, इट प्रिंट्स एट अ लाइन एट अ टाइम. ये बेसिकली हमारा इसका एग्जाम्पल क्या है, डेजी व्हील प्रिंटर. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज़ पेज प्रिंटर. सो ये बेसिकली प्रिंटर पूरा पेज एक साथ में लेता है, उसे प्रिंट करता है. सो एंड योर एग्जाम्पल इज लेजर प्रिंटर. सो विद दिस डिस्कशन वी कैन कंक्लूड, सिंस character printer takes a character at a time, so its speed will be least. Line printer, since it takes a line at a time, so its speed will be greater than character printer but less than the page printer. And page printer is fastest among all discussed printers. So let us move to our next topic, that is secondary storage devices. These are of two types, external hardware and second is your pen drive, which is given on the next page. So external hardware basically is a portable storage device, and it can be connected through a USB to the computer. It can be also connected wirelessly. External drive basically have storage capacity up to hundreds of GB. Now next external storage device is pen drive or flash drive. So pen drive, all of you have must used. It is like a pen. since it is very small, so it can be carried anywhere in the pocket. Its storage capacity is more than the CD drives. Uh, Storage capacity can be up to 64 GB or 16 GB. Now next topic is CDs, DVDs, USB and modems. So CD basically एक हमारा drive होता है which is used to extract the information from the compact disc. DVD player हमारा basically क्या होता है? It is also a device which is used to read the data from a DVD disc. Next is your USB. USB stands for Universal Serial Bus. It basically connects pen drive or any other devices to the computer. Next is your modem. So modem stands for modulator and demodulator. So it basically converts a high frequency signal into low frequency signal, or a low frequency signal into high frequency signal, or simply it is an electronic device that allows computers to exchange information over the telephones. Next is our internal hardware and first part of the internal hardware is CPU. So CPU is the most important part of the computer. It is also called the brain of the computer. It performs all the tasks. It has basically three main parts. First is your control unit, second is your arithmetical and logical unit, and third one is your memory unit. So control unit basically, as the name suggests, is used to control all the operations which are going through the computer. An arithmetical logical unit is basically used to perform different arithmetical calculations as well as logical operations. Memory unit, so whatever uh, whatever calculations or operations has been performed in the computer, all these operations are stored in the memory unit. So memory unit basically is an storage device. Next one is your motherboard. So motherboard basically is a PCB. PCB stands for printed circuit board, which has almost all the parts which are embedded on this particular PCB. So this motherboard basically provides a communication path among all the parts of the computer. In a simple language, I can say this motherboard connects all devices, all parts of the computer through one another. Next, your next device comes is SMPS, that is switch made power supply. So it is basically used in the times of power cuts. Whenever a power cut is occurred, so it is used as an external source of energy which doesn't allow to computer shut down instantaneously. So it is basically used as the backup in the times of the power cuts. So definition of the SMPS is given. It is an electronic power supply that incorporates a switching regulator to convert electrical power. Now our last topic is ROM and RAM. ROM stands for read only memory. So this ROM is basically a permanent memory, which means एक डेटा जो आप एक बार स्टोर कर दोगे रोम में, वो हमेशा स्टोर रहेगा until and unless आप खुद से उसको डिलीट ना करना चाहो. So whatever information is necessary to us, we can store in the RAM, and it also stores all the softwares of the computer which are useful in running a computer. It stores programs that are important for a computer to operate. Now our next memory is RAM. So RAM stands for random access memory. So RAM is basically, you can say, is a helpful memory to the computer. The information stored in this memory get erased when the computer is switched off, which means अब जो भी RAM पे store होगा जाके वो as soon as your computer is switched off, all the data is deleted. So RAM is also known as the volatile memory because it does not stores the data permanently. So I hope all these topics will be clear to you. So with this we have finished our chapter 1, and so if you have any problem you can ask me through WhatsApp or any other media. Thank you.